So we live. Let's check the sound. Make sure. Can y'all see it? See it?
Yeah, you just tagged.
Let us make sure that the sound. I always laugh at my voice. Let me bring it down so I won't be laughing at myself later on. True. Hey everyone, it's your main man Chris Candid, and welcome to the show. Y'all get it going in just a second. I just want to make sure we were live and in color on today's show. It is I, Chris Candid, and to my right, partner in crime, my main man Mike Andre Pico Train. Yippity, yippity. We got some special guests in the audience that we're gonna bring to the stage and ask them a few shade or truth topics, man. But let us start with a little bit of flow, as we like to start. If you want to chime into our new track created by yours truly, I'm gonna hit a little something. Mike gonna hit a little something. We're gonna do what we do. Yeah. Yeah. You looking like I'm on my phone. Let's go. Yeah. See something to vibe to before you get started. Bump your head if you feel like bump your head. We missing True right now. She be singing the Shade of True part. I'm gonna harmonize it a little bit.
It's the day that
It's the Shade of Truth.
It's the day that Truth.
Yes, it's the Shade of Truth. We gonna tongue tie it. Microphone check. Start the show. Here we go. My mic's loud, so I'm testing it out. Make sure that we know what we talking about. Can you hear us? Let us know if you can hear. Type a comment in here. Let us know this year. We cool up in the house. Yeah. Get Candid Studios, 903 Edgewood Avenue West. Come out if you are out and about. Stop in. Leave a comment. Get a subscription to the non-magazine. It's the Shade of Truth Show. Take it way back. We're going to church. Oh, here we go. See, this is ad-lib. Breakdown. Okay. Shade of Truth. 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 I'm following the lead. Hey. What's going on, True? We in the building. Can y'all feel that? Can y'all hear the music? Let me know if you're vibing with it.
You gonna ride all night. It's the Shade of Truth show.
Listen, tonight we're gonna get a little wild, man. It's just us fellas and the ladies in the audience. We have people who don't come up here and chime in with us, but I mean, you know, the gloves are off.
They off.
The gloves are off. We gonna get in. We're gonna say how we feel. Speak our mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sitting over here hitting invite. Don't worry about it.
We invite people in, and we want y'all to chime in. Like I said, give us some comments. You got your girl Tanya Thomas over there, who is got a microphone, and she's gonna say what she got to say. But we are taking notes. So anything you want us to talk about, put it in the room, man. Let us know what's going on, and we will give us your topic in just a minute.
Correct.
Before we go, let it go. Hey, it's the Shade of Truth. It's the Shade of Truth. Hey,
in the words of True.
Hey, trap.
True Almon
Trap.
Joy. Here
Hey,
she go. She
hey,
say,
we in the trap.
wait,
No, she said, oh, it's the Shade of Truth.
There she go.
Yes, it's the Shade of Truth. What you gonna do
It's
when
the
we come
Shade
for
of
you?
Truth show.
Yes,
It's the Shade of Truth show. It's the Shade of Truth show.
Yes,
It's the Shade of Truth show.
what you gonna do when we talk about you?
It's the Shade of Truth show.
You going Michael Jackson? Uh-oh. All right. We had a full audience. We'll clap it up right now. Woo!
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We are the Shade of Truth Show. And we're going to talk about a few things, a couple of things going on in the media, some things going on in Jacksonville, We just want to let y'all know y'all can come out here, man. Get out your house on a Wednesday night. You can go to Bible study. After Bible study, come on out. Leave Bible study, come here. Go to Bible study, then come here,
Right.
No excuses. Come out to Get Candid Studios, 903 Edgewood Avenue West.
Yeah, West.
West, guess West. Because you be east or south somewhere over there by 10.
And be somewhere knocking on somebody's door, be the wrong person.
Be the wrong place, the wrong person, man. But welcome to the Get Candid Studios, man. I am Chris Candid, and we welcome y'all. We appreciate you coming in. We got some new people coming in and everything from out of town.
Right.
They come way out of town, come see us at the show.
Mobile, Alabama.
They come however they get here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get dropped off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You hate when somebody get dropped off, though. You be like, okay, now, who dropped them off? When they come to pick them up? I know I ain't taking them home. Lock my door. Click, click.
No damn gas, man.
Somebody talking? Oh, you lost the beat on your end? The screen went off?
Right there. You got
to bring it back up? We still live over here though. See if you can click on the X, the red X over there, and then bring it back up.
Yeah,
you can automatically get on there.
And while you working that, y'all give a shout out to Tony D, who's working on his first movie that'll be out soon. And one day he's supposed to shoot it here in the backyard, the barbecue scene. And then Miss True Almon Joy, who received her President's Award citation or something like that today. True, type it up there.
She got her Pretty Teacher Award. That's what that was.
Yeah,
Pretty Principal Award.
Yeah, that Principal Award today.
PP.
Congratulations, Miss True Almon Joy, for that right there. We are proud of you, Miss Lady. We are proud of Tony.
We're gonna miss you giving us the business tonight.
The thizzle out there with the fizzle, whizzle, jam, jizzle.
Like a little bit of business every now and again. Hendrick Monet in the building on the line.
Yeah,
let's give a shout out to the people that's watching right now.
What up, Hendrix Monet from
KB,
I can't cuss, but she's from SHIT
Craig
Talk with no fragrance.
Who else we got on here?
I don't see yours.
Tracy.
Okay.
Up?
It's the Principal Level 2 certification. Congratulations.
Jason, what's happening? Clay D. What's up, Clay D? I ain't seen Clay D in a while, man. Chip in there.
Clay D.
All right, man. We appreciate y'all chiming in, man. We're gonna jump right into it, man. Let us read from the book of Shade or Truth. Okay. In order, well, let's get a few rapid ones in there. They come off the dome one right quick.
Oh shit, you put me on the spot.
I do one right quick because I had been dealing with this every now and again. Roach is the worst bug in the world. Shade of Truth.
We ain't got the sign.
Oh, we ain't got the sign. We need a sign.
Oh, there we go.
Pass me a sign. Somebody pass us a sign. Give us a sign. We need one. Go ahead and pass them on through. So y'all know what time it's to y'all.
I hit you with
You
that.
said truth with that one. A roach is the worst bug in the world.
Right.
Anytime you see a roach, you be like, kill it.
I'm gonna hit you with the
Get
shade.
rid of it.
I'm gonna hit you with the shade on that one.
You say shade?
Yeah.
Okay, give me another bug that's worse than the roach.
Gnat.
A gnat. You can say mosquito if that's the case.
Depends on what the mosquito is.
Gnat. Yeah.
My mama done joined. Hey,
You don't mind seeing a gnat. You know, gnat, you just say, get out of the way.
I gotta talk respectful now. My mama.
Get out of the way, gnat. You know what I mean? Get out of the way, gnat.
But it's gonna keep
Gone mosquito.
It's gonna keep.
But roach,
you
kill it.
Yeah, you can kill it. But the gnat gonna be all up
Yeah.
in your ear, even when
Especially
you
with
sleep.
a gang of them.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
when you sleep, man, gnat be all up in your face.
Ivan, what's up, Ivan? Man, you need to come out, Ivan.
Gnat flies.
Give me one off the dome. We got a microphone over there. Tiny, jump in there.
Give us let me see. Other countries hate African Americans because of the stereotypes and negative views.
He cheating, y'all. He cheating. I try to get him on. Come off the dome over here.
He done cheated.
Give me the. Let's do the best singer right quick. Who you say the best old school singer?
Old school?
Yeah.
Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke.
Yeah, old school.
might be somewhat.
I was Sam,
But
Cooke.
I would say Shade.
Well, off the head, Sam Cooke.
Off the head.
But really, it's
Luther.
what's my man name?
Luther.
No, you said old school. Now, how old we talking?
Oh, okay. That's old school to me. Luther.
60,
No, not that
60,
old.
70.
Our genre, our generation.
Oh, our generation.
Mama's generation.
Our generation.
Mama generation.
The best singer in our generation back in the 80s, male wise. Dang,
He
man.
fly. What's up, he fly? Oh, he said fly. A fly is the worst bug in the world.
Yeah, a fly or
A fly?
same thing.
A bee is the worst
A
bug
bee?
in the world.
But
I said roach. You said roach too? Thank you.
gnats.
Y'all just swat a bee or a fly. Y'all roach. You kill them, boy.
Gnats.
Get rid of the
Them
roaches.
gnats are aggravating as hell. Aggravating.
He said Sam Cooke. I said Luther
Well,
Vandross.
Sam Cooke back then. But if you talking about now, I would say what's old girl daddy name? The man that killed himself, jumped out the window, I think, jumped out the he was schizo.
Marvin,
You know what I'm
Marvin
talking
Gaye?
Donny Hathaway.
Donny Hathaway. So you got you got categories. You like best boys, best delivery, best president,
Now,
stage president. You got all kinds of
singer,
stuff.
like I mean, if you
You go singer.
Teddy P,
Teddy P.
turn him on.
Teddy P.
Teddy had
Teddy
that
P
power,
really couldn't
bruh.
sing.
Even though he was gay, but this joker said Teddy P couldn't sing.
Teddy P really couldn't sing.
Boy, stop.
He yelled at the people all the time.
Really?
That's shade.
He sung.
Ah, that's throwing out shade.
So
on
you
purpose.
say Johnny Gill can't sing then because he yelled.
Hell no.
He yelled like Teddy.
I'm just playing. I'm in the shade zone right now. I'm in the shade zone.
Bruh. But you know
gotta
what?
get some shade. Sometimes it's in the Shade of Truth show.
One of my best singers of all time, and I wish I could have seen him before he died.
Who?
Was damn, I can't think for nothing. But Gerald Levert.
Gerald Levert.
May he rest in peace. Boy, I see that joke in concert.
Gerald Levert.
You ever looked at in his video, big nasty Gerald be up there nasty as hell, boy, on that rolling and stuff. I said, look at old Gerald. I want to see him before he died.
Back in the day, we don't even look at this thing. We just listen to the voice.
You listen to the voice.
Listen to the voice right
That's
now.
what got it right there.
All right, let us go. I'm going into the book of Shade or Truth. In order to stop the violence, we have to inspect our kids for weapons and communicate more efficiently the importance of conflict resolution. Shade or Truth. Inspect them. Make sure they ain't got no damn weapons is what I'm saying. And you got to give them you know what conflict resolution is? Do you know what conflict resolution is?
Yeah, I know what conflict
So
resolution.
what's wrong with that? You say you want, okay, let's hear that. Let's hear that.
Okay.
Let's hear your shade. Go ahead.
I mean, that ain't gonna stop the violence. I mean, it starts at home first. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same thing, though.
Yeah, but I mean,
If you start at home, it starts with who? The parents?
yeah, start with the
And what
parents.
I'm giving is a directive to the parents.
Yeah, but you saying conflict resolution like you talking about, people outside of the home got to sit up there and kind of preach and teach them kids.
Teach them
When
how
they
to
got
not kill each other, though.
Yeah, at home.
So if you say, hey, I'm just gonna let you be your son. We're gonna say sons, really. It's a lot of times it's girls too, but a lot of sons
Mhm.
just know how to go out there and kill.
right.
So they don't know how to deal with when they're upset with somebody. When they're mad at somebody, they just want to kill them. There's another way. So that's what I'm
Of
saying.
course.
Conflict resolution is teach them how to.
Well, if the parents teach it in the home, the rest of it, when they get outside the home and they decide to do that, that's all internal. That's all them now.
Right.
Because I done gave you the tools you need to be a man.
You think
Now,
everybody
when you
do
go
it?
out
Though?
there in them streets, and not really, because some
Right.
kids, are not raised by their father. Some of them, got issues that we don't know nothing about. It's a lot of stuff. Like I know, sometimes we sit and we talk to a lot of these kids, and we see and we know what's going on out there in them streets.
Right.
And one big thing is peer pressure, and I want to be the hardest dude out here, or I don't want this guy to think I'm a punk. All the junk right here plays a major role in that. You know what I'm saying? But peer pressure is one of the biggest things, man, to make a.
Do you
cat
feel like you
really
can
go
do
out there.
something about the peer pressure though?
I mean, you could talk to the kids and try to help a man and be in their life, but you know what I'm saying? Like I always say, consistency is one thing. Like say we go and speak to some of the kids in the street. You know what I'm saying? And we just do it just that one time. We just show face and then we disappear.
Right.
They no longer see us again.
Okay,
You
so
know what I'm saying?
continue.
Yeah,
to
it's
do
got
it.
to be some consistency, man.
But when you tell them, okay, instead of getting a gun, there's another way. When you say that,
yeah, of course.
right? So in other words, you're saying So you just don't agree with the searching of the weapons? Which one you
I
don't
mean, you
like?
can searching for weapons out there. What
Okay.
are you talking about? Searching on the streets?
The kids, your kids.
Oh, my kids, I ain't worried
I
about
should have
them
said
with no
parents, I
weapons.
guess.
Oh yeah, I mean,
We're talking about parents.
you can search a kid for weapons all you
I wasn't
want
talking about
to,
just
but
random people searching kids. We're talking about your
nah.
parent.
I mean,
you gotta check and see if they got weapons. Like
yeah,
you know,
I mean, but that's kind of like you really gonna check your child? Like, do you think your child?
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
if you know your child is like that. But even if you check him, he can have a weapon hiding outside.
he can have it outside, but
Yeah,
then
so,
you can let him, basically let him be more creative on how he hide. Don't be all loosey goosey with it. You know what I mean?
Look, these kids now, bro.
Where your strap at? Where your strap?
They can get weapons from anywhere. But yeah, man.
You got your strap? Just catch him slipping. He like, yeah, I got. Oh, aha!
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, when I was young, my mama didn't know. We had guns in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like an
she
epidemic,
listening
right?
now. She know now, but you know what I'm saying? It's like,
She know now y'all had weapons.
yeah, but she didn't.
She ain't know back then.
Yeah, my mama. My mama worked all the time, so she really didn't know the stuff we was really doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she kind of knew a little bit, but she ain't really like no.
Right.
You
Okay.
know what I mean?
So we had a shade back there. Please hit the microphone unless you didn't know what I was saying. Ooh,
You got to stand up.
yeah.
Get on the
We
microphone.
had a shade back there.
See,
Who
he
doesn't-
doing like
see,
Stevie Harvey
see,
show.
I went to book on them. They wasn't ready for the book when I said conflict resolution. They said, what you say to what you say?
Like the Stevie Harvey show.
Break it down now.
I think it's a little bit of both. It just depends on who said it.
Mhm.
Where'd you get that information
Let's
from?
say parents. Like as a parent, you want to explain to your children how to deal with conflict, right?
Mhm.
And also you just want to make sure they just not loosely walking around with guns. Your own kid, you should be like, hey, what are you up to? What you doing? Let me see what's going on. Just really inspecting is what I'm saying.
And the way you guys spoke, you think only fathers can do that?
No, I don't. I think I think everybody can do it. Right.
Okay.
I think y'all can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you already know I got to hit the butt with it. Hell. Who you think they're going to listen to more?
Dad.
Mm-hmm.
But what if dad is not in their lives?
You're right. Then it's got to be some male figure that they're going to listen to. If, you know what I'm saying? Because
Nope.
mothers, I mean, I'm not saying nothing bad against y'all. Y'all are great. I know where a lot of
Rabbit
people
hole.
are great parents, you know what I'm saying? The mothers, the single mothers, y'all do a great job, you know what I mean? But it's like, sometimes it's like, you know what I'm saying? If that father ain't there or he has a male figure that he can kind of talk to about things that y'all can't talk to them about, you know what I'm saying? Then he could put that in his ear that he's going to listen to because he's getting it from a male perspective. Most time they'll probably look at mama like, mama, you don't know nothing about these streets. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I go through out here. But from a male perspective, he can probably be like, boy, I done been through everything your little ass done been through. Sit down somewhere. And there's some parents that done been like that too, but you know what I'm saying?
What happens to the children whose parents don't know conflict resolution?
If they're not teaching their children conflict resolution, then they're gonna learn it from the streets. They're gonna learn it from peers. I mean, they get a lot of influence from peers.
Yeah.
But you got to have constant. What I'm saying is constant reinforcement of how to deal with things. There's a lot of let's make sure they're grown. Like make sure that they understand not curse at me as a parent. Don't curse me out. Yes, ma'am. All that kind of stuff. So we definitely have that most cases. But then the standard way of living, you got to reinforce that. It got to be a constant thing so that they understand that there's another choice, and not just force feed them, just give them another opportunity to know, okay, you can do something different. If all they know is they learn, the first thing is if I learn, that I need to shoot somebody. In most cases, like we just had something just happen at a spring game, right? In most cases, the circle that they're in, all of those kids are gonna operate in that same thing. If your kid was hanging with some people that was doing that, they're influenced by that. Even if they're not the one that has recently did any shooting, they still are in a crowd that's acceptable, and that has to be combated with some kind of conversation to say that's not how you live. That's what I'm saying. You gotta fight that with something too, not just let them be. That's what I mean. But some of them gangster.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
Well, I
that's
would
why
say-
chose shade.
I would say it's a lot of like a lot of these youth don't know. It's a lot of organizations out there that that does that. Then I know a lot of us have friends that can help out and talk to these kids. Like for instance, like I went to this one. It was like 2 Saturdays ago. It was a non-violent event they was having, downtown. And I'm looking up there and I'm looking at where are all these organizations that these kids need to know about.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they do the non-violent thing. They bring kids that are not. They probably have cousins that live over here or that's into it, but the people that really need to hear this message, they're not there. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of times we do these events outside of the community that is happening in because we trying to be safe and make sure don't nothing happen. But those kids need to hear it too. You know what I'm saying? And probably they don't know nothing about it because it's a lot of organizations in Jacksonville. Like even when y'all go to y'all been to the Martin Luther King parades, right? And see all them young boys. Like when I first got here and I seen all these young black kids walking ties on down the street, and there was a lot of organizations. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, we don't know nothing about this.
Right,
100
right,
Black Men of Jacksonville.
Right.
And it's some more stuff. It's just like a lot of
Yeah.
yeah. So they need to, I think a lot of them need to step out more. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like we look for events on Facebook and find them, but it's like we so busy with social media and there ain't nobody out there like, hey, giving out flyers, come to this, come check this out, come check this out. We need to piece together and do this junk together.
You gotta do it. The mic.
Those organizations do pass out flyers and stuff. It goes back to the parents again,
Okay.
saying, is this something that's beneficial for my child? Because it's a generational thing.
Mhm.
Parents don't know to do anything. Their parents didn't know to do anything. So it
Right.
just keeps being passed on. They see these organizations and go, oh, they got on suits and ties. What they doing? You don't need that.
Right.
Yeah.
Go out
Right,
there and
right.
clean up the yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, a lot of times the parents will be like, my kid better not. He better not. I wish he would be out there trying to do some, and just turn away from it. Just expect, and then lo and behold, they're right in it. You know what I mean? So that's the whole point. Is like in order to change some of it, we got to start somewhere, and that's just kind of just reiterating what you should do when a situation arises. That's the thing I'm saying on that is you got to start talking about it. You got to start educating on it, and then somebody coming, and don't worry. Oh,
Yay.
all right.
Well,
I'm sticking on my next one because the next one is kind of the same thing. So I just want to get out of it so we don't come back to it.
yeah. And
All right.
to knock that, my 501c3, which Chris is part of my board. We just got our IRS paperwork back today, so we are official. Thank you, Jesus.
Official.
We are official. So some of the stuff that we talking about now, you know what I'm saying, it's probably be next year, but it takes time and stuff like that. We're gonna try to make it happen because it's gonna be more focused on like a lot of stuff other single mothers. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We are men. We have kids that we have raised, and we would love to kind of mentor other kids and kind of show them, some father figure type stuff. So
Yeah.
the best we can do.
And
We're
it's
gonna
just
try it.
it's unfortunate when you see like somebody go to a high school game and then walk right up to somebody and shoot somebody. That's
Yeah.
just simply what they are now doing. Whether it's video game, whether it's just that's what everybody else is doing. So I'm gonna do it too. So you got to do something about that. It's got to be changed some kind of way where they understand that that's not the thing to do. And here's how you deal with it. Here's how you deal with somebody calling your name. Somebody slap you in the face. How you gonna deal with that? You gonna fight or you gonna shoot somebody? It shouldn't be about I'm gonna kill somebody because the value of the life is not there. All right.
Wait a minute, one quick thing.
Okay.
We should also take it one step further. We talk about, transportation.
Mhm.
If we know events are happening, why don't we get a group of people together and say, hey, if you all meet at this time, meet at the hub
Mhm.
at noon, and we have vehicles that can get you there. So, I know that is a thing is they do have it in what they consider it central location. We know that obviously there's other reasons why they have it in, a downtown area, things like that. But recognizing that there are not a lot of youth that should be there that aren't there. Let's just say what's the resolution to that? And that would be to say if we see something, let's put it out there to say, hey, meet at this time here.
Mhm.
That way it gets them here, especially as you start to have things. You might as well use that also as an opportunity to get to talk to parents, get them to understand like, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I have, this is what we're gonna do in the future. And also be like, hey, we can shuttle, the kids
Correct.
to that event.
building that relationship. And with that, you know,
that was a good
that's,
idea.
Again, that's something because I'm waiting for my OCI number because we're doing background check on all these jokers. So when we're around those kids and
Right. Well,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? 'Cause you
obviously
gotta
take
have
those
all that stuff.
precautions. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's just something, we always talk about, and not just you guys. I mean, that's always in general is there's like I've gone to an event with all the different police tasks there and wonder why there were no kids there. And it was like the dive team, the firefighters,
Right.
the swim team, or the bike team, all the different facets of first responders, and they go around all the areas. I didn't know they go to all the districts, and they have a thing annually. And I was somewhere on the north side. I don't know where I was, but I was somewhere on the north side, and there weren't a lot of kids there. And I'm like, man, this is an amazing event. And they were giving out free bags of food. All you have to do was
Wow.
go and visit all there was nothing but just go and visit all the things, all the different police tasks, and you literally walked away with a whole free bag of groceries.
Wow.
So it's just a matter of, transportation, and let's get it out there. Let's get the transportation to them.
Right.
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 Well,
Yeah.
Miss Tanya went to an event today, and it was a gang of kids. You want to speak on that, Miss Tanya? How they bust them kids out? No, okay. I think I put you on the spot.
Ready? You ready? You ready to be introduced? Okay, well, come on in.
Come on, Dave.
It's true, Almon Joy, y'all.
Congratulations.
Bam, 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 as you walk in. We gotta give you some spice, you dig? You gotta give you. Welcome to the show. We so appreciate. We got a soon to be doctor in the building, and we got to be taking them tests. And you got to take them classes now. Do not forget about us when you get your title, okay? You heard it here first. On the line. Yeah, you know it. You know it. All right. So somebody asked what were the topics. I'm just gonna say it one more time, then we move on to the next one. We were talking about in order to stop the violence, we have to inspect our kids for weapons and communicate more effectively the importance of conflict resolution. Shade of truth. Conflict resolution. Like I said, that resolution. Somebody else said shade. So you don't believe in inspecting
them?
them?
Put it up there, smooth.
You don't want to inspect them? You don't like conflict resolution. Which one you don't like? You don't want to talk. We keep putting your sign up there. I'm like, okay, I see a shade. That's all right. Anyway, all right. So let's move to the next one here, and along the same lines, the right. Cause it touched my heart, man. Somebody get just killed like that, Football game, you're trying to have a good sport, and here come a kid come kill another kid. It doesn't make any sense at all. But just ideas and things to try to figure things out is what it's about. But the right to bear arms and laws that stand your ground are helping with the belief of kill or be killed, shoot or be shot. Shade of truth. What you mean? I'll say it again. So the right to bear arms, right? And laws like stand your ground, like we have in Florida, are helping kids believe in kill or be killed or shoot or be shot. In other words, do you think the laws are helping them have that mentality? Say, Jay, okay, that's what we're here for. Shade the truth.
Yeah.
I know because the people who carry guns, they automatically gonna say shade. I got one shade.
Right.
Pow, pow.
I think that law right there mostly falls on adults, and it mostly applies to not us of color. You know what I'm saying? So they take it because, you know what I'm saying, if we follow the rules and we do that, even though there was a black on black that shot this lady in the parking lot. Oh, it was a man. They was arguing. The dude pulled his gun out and killed another black. Police came and said, all right, everything good, go home. But I think a lot of it's taken out of context because some people just do it and they get off with it, not us, you know what I'm saying? But the kids, I don't think they really know anything about that law because, one, you have to be a gun, you have to have a concealed weapon, you know what I'm saying? And the weapon
right, the letter of the law,
so
right.
Most these youngsters, you got to be 18 in order to, you know what I'm saying, have a firearm or whatnot. But most of these youngsters, man, they don't follow that rule. Don't give a damn about that rule. You know what I'm saying? It's all about protecting themselves.
You don't believe they see other people getting shot? Like that's all that's on the news is people getting shot, people getting killed. And one of the reasons why people getting shot, people getting killed is because people know that they can kill somebody. You know you can kill somebody.
Yeah, but that don't apply in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And then once these kids become statistics, which is, how the system works, once they become statistics and they shoot somebody, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause now they got a felon or
Mm-hmm.
a convicted felon or whatnot, and they ain't supposed to have that weapon.
Mm-hmm.
They finna go up the river. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it even applies to us, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it did, a lot of these kids wouldn't be locked up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of blacks wouldn't be locked up. So I don't
Well,
really think
there's
that
different
law
laws
right
for us.
there. Oh yeah, the law is way different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How you feel about it, True?
Read your
You
statement
can do
one more
shade. You
time.
can say
No,
you can
just
say
read it.
shade
I
like
don't
everybody
have a
else.
card, but read it one more time.
Let's get. We got an extra card.
But just read it one more time.
Okay. The right to bear arms and laws like stand your ground, helping with the belief of kill or be killed or shoot or be shot. Shade of truth.
I would say that shade because you have to look at communities and where they are regionally. I have had an opportunity to live in another state, and within that state, and the region that I was located in, a lot of the African Americans within that community promoted the right to bear arms. They went hunting. Their children were gifted guns at very early ages. So it's about your mindset with regards to how you value um, guns. In the urban core or the urban community, usually it's not about a heritage or us going hunting. I want a 12 gauge shotgun for my 12th birthday because I want to kill that buck or that deer that we go out annually for Thanksgiving to shoot, or turkey or whatever the game may be. Here in an urban setting, we usually have guns to protect ourselves. And even though that's the same mindset, culturalistically, we don't have a cabinet with guns and things of that nature. Some people do, usually in the military. They have an arsenal for whatever. But
I have an arsenal.
usually, we are not advocating or promoting something of a historical context to say this is what I'm passing down generation to generation. The right to bear arms, meaning I can go out, hunt for my food and things of that nature. It's more so survival within our communities where people feel I need a gun because I'm afraid I'm going to get killed. And that education piece often is not there because a lot of our youth are getting guns without their parents' knowledge. They're hiding them under their bed. But as far as the laws or the advocacy for stand your ground, they're kind of far removed from that because in their mind, in their world, they're just trying to, protect their set, their protect whom they are versus understanding the whole scheme of things or the scope of things as it relates to government when it comes to law. So that's why I say it's shade because it's a lot of misinformation.
Yep.
And a lot of the guns that we have in our community are illegal when it comes to our children having them.
Mm-hmm. Jill. Anybody got anything on that? All right. Cool,
But
cool.
on that note too, man, I would say this because when I was coming back this weekend from down south, I had I always listen to like stuff on the vehicle because I want to know, but I always study the laws or try to study the laws, the gun laws in Florida and how they are. So that's one big thing, man. If you are a gun owner, you know what I'm saying, it's important that you know the laws. So you are in accordance with the law if something was to happen. You know what I'm saying? Kids now 18 and above, they don't even have to have a concealed handguns license to have a weapon in their vehicle. You know what I'm saying? The weapon has to be unreadily available. You know what I'm saying? Meaning it can't be close to their person where if someone come up to the vehicle, they can reach the gun to be able to kill them. You know what I'm saying? The gun has to be locked in the glove compartment or in the trunk. But if you are a license holder, you know what I'm saying, the gun can be on your person, it can be wherever it is, but it's not supposed to be readily available. That's what they say. So you can carry it anywhere you want. Oh, and one big note I learned. Hey, if y'all carry y'all weapon into a park, like a state park or a federal park, or any park out here, and you carry your one gun and it's a sign that says that you can't have your weapon here, and you go and get arrested or whatnot, you can sue JSO, and that cop can get fired because you are allowed in the state of Florida to carry your weapon. So I'm looking for these signs and I think I'm gonna walk in the park, and I'm gonna walk up to a JSO officer so he can
Don't do it.
so he can arrest me,
Yeah,
so I can sue their ass. So yeah, man. Yeah, but it's important, man. I think we need to make sure we learn the law, man, and teach it to our kids, because a lot of them want to carry guns, which they shouldn't. But if they take their ass to the gun range, teach them the importance of guns, teach them the safety of guns. Now, I would teach my kids since they were 6 years old how to shoot guns. You know what I'm saying? But I was teaching them the importance and the safety of the gun. You know what I'm saying? Because when they get older, of course, they're gonna carry a weapon. So you might as well teach them. If peer pressure come up to that boy one day, he out in the streets with some kids, and they say, "Man, look at this gun I got," and he end up wanting to play with it or whatnot, and because he don't know nothing about that gun, he end up shooting one of them kids or shooting himself. You know what I'm saying? Who's to blame? You know what I'm saying? He didn't know nothing about the gun, so why is it hard for us to teach it to him? And like Truth said, white folks teach their kids how to shoot when they damn near 3 years old. About the dog on what's name? They got all kinds of rifles in their house. But then when we talk about it, oh yeah, I'm gonna teach my son how to shoot. Why you giving that boy a gun? Don't introduce him to no gun. You're gonna make him a thug when he get older. No, I'm not. I'm just showing him the safety of a damn weapon, so he'll know what to do. You know what I'm saying? If something was to happen, you're not with your kids 24 hours a damn day.
Right.
Anything can happen. So
anything can happen at any time of the day. All right. So we're gonna switch gears just a little bit. We got a few more topics in that area. But Drew has here, it is very challenging to date someone who lacks self-control. Shade or truth? That's got to be true. That's got to be true. Now, give us a little bit on the self-control, Truth.
It crosses all borders, regardless if it's lack of self-control, being fiscally or financially responsible, if they have a gambling problem, a very ferocious sexual appetite, and they
with
feel,
the same person, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And oftentimes it can prove to be.
He done broke ranks over here.
You must be going through menopause. I guess you He's having a hot flash. No, but the purpose for the statement is that oftentimes when we are seeking those of us who are single, who are seeking to meet someone or get to know them, you need to look for, the signs that show that this person may not be able to govern themselves. They don't manage time well. Oftentimes you overlook the small things. If the person is very obsessive, they can't control their emotions. And sometimes ladies and gentlemen will feel like, oh, that's so cute. They get so aggressive, or they're jealous, because I was talking to Rollo on the phone, and he came and snatched my phone and threw it down the street. I got that new Galaxy 10. Oh, he likes me. No, because that leads into other things. Yeah. And that was the purpose for the statement, because I think oftentimes we don't see how serious it can become.
Right. You said challenging, but not impossible. So there is a possibility.
Well, with God, all things are possible.
I got to.
But I am not the divine creator, so I can't say that.
All right, give a chance, why don't you? All right, yeah, so I agree with that. It definitely, self-control is hard to do sometimes, but it's something that.
Oh, please expound.
What do you mean?
Okay.
You covered a lot of different areas to be in control with. You said finances. They might want to get a spending spree. Hey, I'll spend a little bit of money. Hey, if I spend a little bit of money on you, and that's not a problem. But that's still a problem, realistically, because they shouldn't spend that much money on you. So there ain't no problem.
I'll throw this example out
Go
here.
Ahead, spend.
All women in this audience,
except for the spending,
who have been aunts or mothers to boys, when they were infants, when it came time to change your diaper, what happened? Absolutely. As soon as the wind hit it, it was gone. So with that being said, if every time the strong wind comes, now that you're grown and it just stands at attention, are you gonna jump on Sally Sue because your main chick is not present, because you just have to have it? That's lack of control. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. Well, see that's a little bit more specific to
Well, since
a
you
particular
couldn't take the
situation.
broadness
I
of
was-
my statement,
that's
so
what
I'm
I'm
gonna bring
saying.
it all the way home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Mhm.
that's definitely challenging right there.
Well, I would
If
say
you date
that
someone that just does not into you like that, sure, that's challenging as hell.
that woman that
That-
blew the wind, she should have controlled
That's
herself.
real challenging.
Thank you.
It don't mean that.
Absolutely.
Yes, it do. Oh, okay. So he can be really into you, and yeah.
Janet
Okay,
Jackson had control.
you ever dated someone or met someone and you interacted with them, and every time someone gave them a compliment, it was just like, oh yeah, oh she said, oh they want me, child, you know, and then they look for that, they go to seek it, you know, that causes problems because you can't deal with someone just paying you a compliment. You take it to the extreme. You
Okay.
stop by their office, their cubicle, you know, and
You add on now.
No,
You
I'm
add
just telling
on
the
now.
story.
You was adding on.
I'm
Let's
trying
just-
to help y'all.
I know,
You
but
act
let's
like
stick
you
with
can't
that one
frame the
thing you said. That
context.
one thing you said. Let's stick with that. They
Oh,
they
but
accept the
they do,
compliment.
yeah.
Oh yes, that sounds good, right? But then they don't go and ask for no phone number. They don't go and try to get a date with the woman. They just like the compliment. They get their ice your curry on.
And that's fine. Since you want to take a low blow. Yeah. Yeah, that's shade. That's some real shade. That's some real shade.
Yeah,
When you
get
keep
your ice your
going
curry on
and
sometimes.
you keep trying, or you come back and just keep pushing the issue, that's a problem.
If you keep asking for it, yes.
Right.
Okay.
And you doing a little more to get it.
Yeah, if you egging it on, you meeting eyes. That's self
Y'all
control.
know how y'all do. Somebody pay y'all a
Yeah,
compliment,
Mike.
say y'all working out and you come with no clothes on for the podcast. Child boo.
Stay on the mic. Stay on the mic, Truth. Stay on the mic.
It was hot.
I say stay on the mic.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was hot today.
It was hot today. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. What you got on that?
Oh,
Really?
nah.
With the mountain boots you got on, it's hot.
True on the
Yeah,
road today.
Yeah, she come in fire. Boom, boom, boom.
Nah, man, I'm cool with it. I'm that nigga that's gonna throw the phone down the street.
Why you got to, if you
Oh,
hot,
you
why
want
you
to
got
take
to color all
I
the way
just
up?
threw it up there just for the
That
hell
trap
of it.
You got a Drew Hill
Yeah,
thing going.
I ain't had nothing else to do while y'all was having that great conversation. I was just buttoning up my clothes.
So you making me hot.
Yeah, oh yeah, I done cooled down a little bit since I put the fan over there. You know what I'm saying? Crick got them fans up there not blowing.
Yeah.
Got me in here hot
That
as hell.
bright light.
It's black, all this black. But yeah, I'm what the hell? Oh, I thought you had sound effects, bro. But no, I'm in agreement, man. I'm cool with that conversation.
All right. Let's go with Mike. Let's get on you.
The Lord said.
All right. So
Let me pull up.
all yours is controversial, Mike.
Very.
It is.
Very.
It is important to know and understand. We kind of had them to understand the law, so your rights are not violated when approached by the cops, or when they come to your home. So you're kind of making a reference to the lady who had the cops come to the house.
Right. I mean, it was multiple videos. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I be looking up videos and stuff on what's going on in the world. And a couple of videos I saw, man, these cops are harassing black men and black women in their homes. And again, if we don't know our rights, understand our rights, then we're gonna end up getting taken to jail because your rights got violated, or because we don't know nothing about the Fourth Amendment. You know what I'm saying? So we need to learn as much as we can about the law, so when they do come up and disrespect us in our home, we know how to handle ourselves. I mean, we can look on YouTube, man. It's a lot of black folks that know and understand the law. They went to this one dude. He was walking his dog in front of his house. The police came and said, this guy looks like someone in Louisiana that had a warrant. You seen that?
He was sitting at his house
Talking to the mic.
with his dog.
Yeah.
And like his son was outside.
Oh, there was a different one. His wife was recording. You talking about that one?
Yeah.
And then he had braid. Yeah, he had
Yeah,
dreads
he
and
was
stuff.
just sitting outside.
Yeah. And they came and harassed this guy. It was one cop. And the dude was like, the cop kept grabbing him. And the dude was like, why are you touching me? You trespassing. You know what I'm saying? You have no right to come into my yard and grab me. And he was like, you shaking? You know, the cop was scared. So a lot of times, you know, the cops don't even know the law. They don't even know the law. So they come up there and think they know something. They rookies and they scared of black folks, but they gonna come up and harass you. And then when you put them in check, because another cop finna come up anyway. So once you put him in check, the cop that's more experienced, he gonna come up and put that cop and say, hey, he know he wrong, so he gonna pull him back. But it's a lot of stuff, man. You don't if you're not committed of a crime, you don't have your ID. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we think we have to be so respectful to them. But if you look at some of the white folks that go through the same stuff, they cussing these cops out. I'm talking about going in on their ass, and they don't do nothing. They like, ma'am, please calm down, ma'am, ain't touching them, ain't doing nothing. But it's a black person that do it. They all up in them. So it's a lot of videos where these cops are checking, where these brothers and sisters are checking these cops and putting them in check because they studied the law and they understand their rights and they know that they have rights. So a cop can't come in your house unless he got probable cause. If he ain't got probable cause, he can't get nowhere near you. You can tell that bastard, get the hell off my lawn, and cuss his ass out. But make sure you got somebody recording that, so just in case they put you in the hucklebuck, you know what I'm saying?
Get on the microphone.
Microphones.
Microphone check.
To give context and background to that story, the cop first came and said that the man's dog was stolen. And he's like, this is my dog. I got a chip in him and I can get you the paperwork. Then the police officer said, no, you don't have to get that. Then he called him by the wrong name 3 times. He told him, looks like you look like the guy who has a warrant in Louisiana. He called him by one name. He was like, that's not who I am. He was like, no, this is the name. He was like, if you have a warrant, you should know who I am. That's not who I am. And then he called him by a third name. And then he and his wife were like, that's not who he is. Right. And so that's when he kept messing with him. Now he's trying to handcuff him. And he's like, you haven't even verified my identity. You're just saying, he was like, he was like a guy with braids. He was like, so just any black guy with, braids or locks, that's just who the suspect is. So he never formally went through any type of identification process. He never even read him his rights. He never said anything to him. He just went straight up on his line and just went from you stole a dog to you're wanted in a whole other state, and called him by 3 different names that was not his name.
Wow.
It's crazy.
You better have your camcorder ready to go. I tell you that much. That
But-
one black lady who, she was like, I was like, man, please don't do nothing to that lady. You know what I mean? That's just crazy how
But
they was
they
in.
couldn't. They walked in that lady's house.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
But the flip side, it comes to us when it's time to go to the polls. I know a lot of people feel that local elections don't matter, but we just had an election. Thank you. And, our sheriff was brought back in. I know some people might have felt that they didn't like any of the candidates, but at the end of the day, it's about you holding the people that you put in office accountable. It takes us going out. We can go to the jazz festival, the funk fest, we can go to all of these different things. And I'm not trying to be funny and say that we should not, enjoy ourselves in our community, but there's a different side to this. And at the end of the day, it's about the laws that's on the books and holding the people accountable who are in those positions. As sheriff, he has an accountability to all the people in this city. And it takes us talking to our city council people and pushing the initiative. And the only way to change the blueprint is to change the people that are in office if they're not doing what we have voted them in to do. But oftentimes, people are elected because many of us do not go to the polls and vote. So when you don't do that, it allows the people who are in power to continue to make decisions on your behalf, and you're underrepresented by your voice. You would be so amazed of the negotiations and things that take place behind the scenes. Anybody that has had any loved ones incarcerated or going to court, many trials don't even make it to court because we're bargaining. We done made bargains before I met you as a client, because I'm a court appointed attorney. So when you have people who are employed by the sheriff office, it's just like any other practice. You have novice officers, you have very seasoned officers, and they have their own biases, they have their own prejudices. I had spoke to an officer who told me, female, who had been on the been with JSO 15 plus years. She was just saying how funny it is when they're on patrol and they're called to a domestic situation, and a novice cop arrives versus someone who's seasoned before they make it, and the dialogue is so different with the novice officers because they ready set go, ready set go, ready set go, because they want to make a name for themselves. They want to make, they just trigger happy or just ready, and they know that's a part of their ability. They can shoot to kill. So then when the other officer comes up, they're more seasoned and settled and not jumping to every situation or responding to someone who's just got in a domestic altercation with their loved one, or spouse or whomever, and they're heated. So yes, they may cuss you out, but not become infuriated by their response, because it's just not being deflected. It's just being projected at you because they're already upset, not taking it as they're trying to physically attack you. But that comes with years of training. And if you're not doing the necessary professional development within the sheriff's office to make sure your officers are equally paired, or you're having these community initiatives or forums so that you can educate everybody at the table, then you don't need to be in office. But that can only happen with us. So it's the onus is on all of us. And I get what you're saying. The wonderful people can do whatever they want to, but the wonderful people are not being killed. So you need to be mindful of that. Do you want to be a martyr and die because you want to prove a point that you could cuss out the police, or do you want to live today and tomorrow and just take that? And it's unfortunate that that's the position that we're in, but we have to be better than this. We have to beat them at their own system, and that's called voting. Period.
All start with the vote.
And a lot of times with the ID, like when they asked you for your ID, they were asking the guy for ID. He didn't want to show it to him. One, because a lot of black men, and because we get harassed more, are angry. You know what I'm saying? You came onto my property, disrespecting me. You're a man just like me. You know what I'm saying? You on my property telling me who the hell I am.
Right.
And I'm sitting here trying to explain to you that you got the wrong person, bro.
Yep.
And I know there's a motive to that. It's not just because you can come up here and have a personal conversation with me, man to man. It ain't even got to be all that. You ain't got to come up here touching me. You ain't got to raise your voice at me. You probably younger than me. I'm a grown ass man, and you coming up here in my face, yelling at me with this bull. Then you finna pull somebody up to my property. It makes no sense, dog. You know what I'm saying?
If the spirit moves you.
Yeah, you get pissed off, bro. So then, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand, they walked in this lady's house. You know what I'm saying? In the house.
Yeah,
talking about, we heard you yelling.
Yeah, somebody called for this domestic disturbance or something like that.
We heard you yelling. That one kid, it was another black dude, man. They heard some yelling. Called the police on this dude. The dude said, we ain't doing nothing. I'm not coming out of my home. They tried to drag this dude. It was 2 cops. They could not get this dude out the house. They called about 5 more cops, bro. They came in, smashed this dude's head up against the doggone wall, put a hole in his wall. His old lady recorded everything. One cop just came straight in, busting him in his head. Bow, bow. Like, dude, 2 of y'all can't take this dude out, but all y'all coming in here swinging on this dude? Is that the way you're supposed to do it? Are you supposed to sit there and punch this man? You have a taser. Tase his big ass if it get to that point, but he was not threatening. You know what I'm saying? They could have talked to this man calmly, got him out the house, and had whatever questions they need and resolve the situation just like that.
Let me ask you this. You got one that's kind of, we got a comment. Let's go, Jackie.
Damn it, I'm mad. Look here. Picking up trash while black. This man was outside his residence picking up trash with one of them old-fashioned trash picker-uppers with a bucket, walking, picking up trash. The cop come up to him and ask him, I think you're trespassing. He's like, no, I live here. And he continued to pick up trash. Well, I'm going to need you to put that down. That's a blunt object. A who? A blunt object. They called 8 cops. That man refused. He said, I'm not showing you ID. you're not going to walk up here and touch me. You don't need to verify who I am through my neighbors. I'm standing right here on this bright, sunshiny day, picking up trash outside my residence. Get you some business. But had he not been firm and adamant about picking, we had been through it. Drinking coffee while black, laying on the ground on your back with your hands in the air and your legs wide open, black. This it's not working anymore. We are not, let's be clear, we are not Martin Luther King's kids. We're not Malcolm X kids either. We tired. Now, we going to give you something to call them for going forward. Because all those shenanigans we went through. Now, me personally, I haven't had other than one episode with a cop where he tried to pimp me out of $100 on the side of the road. I'm like, hold on, doc, you either write me a ticket in this rental car or let me be on my way. And he was like, well, if I write you a ticket and the tags on the car don't match your life, it ain't my car, doc. Well, you just get $100 and then you won't have to go downtown and get. Look, doc, your side piece ain't partying on my 100, not today. Call your people. I can follow you to the police station, but you're not getting $100 from me on the side of the road. This is Michigan, not Ohio. I know Ohio, y'all pimping like that. But in Michigan, we stopped all that. Remember the riots? We burnt all that down. We ain't doing that. Don't do that. So when I hear the violation of people's rights to be, and it ain't just us, because quite frankly, with the 27 or 29% makeup of the United States as far as African Americans are concerned, trust and believe, I do searches also. The stats on what law enforcement is doing to citizens of the United States, they shooting everybody, babies, grannies, running you in the woods. They are out of control. They do not protect and serve. They execute. We had a cop in Detroit tase a 15-year-old on an ATV and killed him. As you said, know your rights. Riding an ATV in the neighborhood is a misdemeanor. There was no reason to tase that child with, electricity. And you think he gonna stop? He probably stomped down on the gas and flipped it, and they wonder why the cop got 5 to 15. You know why? Because another time that same cop was in a car as a passenger during a police chase, and he told his partner, ride up close so I can tase. And this was a legitimate car chase. I just want to tase him while he's driving. He didn't get that chance. He got that chance with that 15-year-old on the ATV. Now, these other people, I ain't going to call their name. You know who they is. They'll say, well, why didn't the 15-year-old just pull over? It's a misdemeanor. It wasn't a felony. It's a misdemeanor. You don't die for misdemeanors. I'm not having it. I was a military police. I knew I had a license to kill at 18. I'm watching this unfold and I'm like, this is crap. We would never train that way. Never took those type of chances. Ever. Now it appears as if it's a trajectory that is the norm. Oh, no. I beg to damn differ. It's not going to happen like that. And it is only the informed and those who will do the research and voice will affect the change. Because I'm going to tell you, ignorance is dangerous. Illiteracy and ignorance is very dangerous. Emotions will get you killed.
Absolutely.
Laid out. T-shirts for the family.
Absolutely.
My family don't like T-shirts.
Absolutely. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We enjoy all the comments. Anybody else? Bottom line, let me ask what you had in this one right here, Mike. Student loans lives matter.
Student loans.
Student
man, I
loans.
got to read that.
Lives matter.
Everybody, I'm sure everybody.
Shade of truth. Student loan. You mean the loans?
Yeah,
An
brother.
actual student loan.
Yeah, brother. Look at
We
here.
are moving on to student loans lives matter.
Yeah, man. I tell you where I got that.
Yeah, you got to be ready.
Everybody probably know the story about the billionaire who paid off the student loan for this year's Morehouse College graduating class has raised the donation bar so high that he's making Oprah Winfrey almost stingy. Now, him and his partners, Vista Equity Partners founder and CEO, estimated $40 million to 396 grads in the class of 2019. That's looking to enter. And let me show you what he did different than every other donator.
Break it down.
See, when they donate the money, they donate it to the scholarships.
Well,
he gave them the money to pay off their stuff, so they will be debt free when they go into the
Yeah,
work.
we saw that on the news.
Yeah, that was gangster, right?
Shade.
That was a little sarcasm
Shade.
right there.
Ooh, I saw I saw rolling up the eyes.
Every platform.
So they probably didn't.
I-
Oh, look
See, well, he gave
Look
us
at
he
that.
gave us the details of it
Hey,
though.
thank
No,
you.
trust me, they broke it all the way down.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
I've
I
heard
didn't
this
see
about
it.
30,000 times.
I didn't see
Well,
it.
I'm bringing it back up 35,000.
Bad
Be
co-host.
informed.
Bad co-host.
Dang.
I'm
Shade.
not being bad. That's
It's
what
being
Shade-
bad. She rolled her eyes and everything. We already know about
She
that one.
just mad because she
I can't
ain't
even
get
roll my
money.
eyes.
Oh, no, I'm
That
not
money
mad.
from-
trying to
Because
roll
see,
my
I
eyes, I'm doing
understand, as long as I stay in school for
Yes.
the rest of my
I'm trying
life,
to roll
I don't
my
have to
eyes.
pay not near a dime back for student
Look how to
loans.
roll my
Thank
eyes.
you.
Yeah.
Nah.
That was
Just
a,
be
hey,
rolling
look,
my eyes, y'all.
that was a great deed because man, it's
Oh,
so many
absolutely.
people right now got student loans that is killing them right now. They got
What is his
bad,
name?
Robert something. What is it?
See.
I'm gonna make sure. I'm
But
gonna tell
no,
my
go
son.
and pull it
I'm
up.
gonna tell my
Read
son.
the-
I'm
read-
gonna
just
tell
read the
my
article.
son.
Go ahead and read
Yeah,
the
I don't
article. His
remember
name wasn't in the
name.
article. What?
Put it on
Right?
your email
It was
list, son.
Robert something.
Send him an email, son.
I bet you didn't know this. I bet you didn't know this. His wife is white.
I
Bam.
do know that. I do know that. And also,
Oh,
I
so
wanted
so
to
so
speak on that. But
so
I
the guy
know
who
his
gave the money
second
was black?
wife, and let me just say this. What bothers me is that a lot of people are upset because he's a black man who is married to, I don't care who he's married to, a dog. I do not care. The whole point is that he thought enough to change the blueprint for these 396 graduates so that they would not have to start life in debt. People are looking at the wrong thing. Who he's married to.
Damn
It
them
has
people.
nothing to do with that. No, but I'm just serious. If you look at all the social media platforms, a lot of people are trying to build momentum.
Right.
Why is he getting accolades and praise? Because he's a sellout. No, he's not.
Yeah.
Who you love doesn't make you a sellout. It's what you do for your people.
Yeah.
How many of us have given back? And I'm not saying that we haven't, and I'm not asking for hands. Okay, this is not church. This is between you and God. But at the end of the day, just celebrate
Well.
the man for what he did, and hopefully it will encourage more of us to give back, regardless if you can pay out somebody's loans,
Uh-oh.
regardless if you
Uh-oh.
can buy somebody a meal, or as women, if we see a young woman who's trying to move forward, if she needs some business clothes, what are we doing to help the movement? Because it only takes one person. You don't have to have $1 million to make a difference, but I'm glad that he did.
That does apply for everyone, right? Anyone that does something positive and good, let us chime in on the good, and not focus on the bad. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like Pastor
Because
Brian.
that's like saying if somebody has a different or alternative lifestyle from us, is their contribution any less because they love differently? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But I guarantee you, if they gave you some money to pay your bills off, you wouldn't care if they was blind, crippled, crazy, gay, purple, straight, queer, whatever. But we always want to take issue with that, and that just bothers me. Just be thankful.
The sensation
Well,
of
let's look
talking
at-
bad about somebody.
Yeah, let's look at the comments. If it was a white man that did it and he was married to a black woman, I guarantee you that there will be no negative comments under that. But it's always when black
If
folks
he
do it.
if he was a white man,
And it's more so us. It's a lot of black women bashing him because he's married to a white woman. It doesn't
how long
matter.
he been married a long time? They just found out.
They didn't even know this man existed.
They didn't.
Okay, how many knew that he was a black billionaire? Probably even the people that saw him at the commencement service to be on the program was probably sitting right there, because I know how I was. Who is that?
Right.
But this the
Mhm.
killer. They trying to now they trying to come at Oprah Winfrey. Like, are you gonna step up to the plate now? Oprah done so much. This dude did one good
No,
deed.
hold it. Hold you.
Oprah
A
done
lot of
did
people don't know
deeds
that
from-
man's past. That man
Correct.
he was the first donor to the African American Museum. He gave him 20 million off the rip
That's gang.
when it was still in ink. It was ink. Ignorant people read a book.
Just read, period.
Yeah,
Read,
yeah.
period.
Do research.
Read, period.
Like,
Be careful with the mic,
like-
Jackie.
You
New
said
mic
that-
on here.
Hey,
Trust me, we
just
want
paid
to
him
keep
to-
everything working.
Pastor Bryant.
I think if it's on Facebook, it's real,
And it's
it's
not.
true, it's authentic. They can't even spell those words.
Yeah, yeah.
They say 100. That's 100. HUNNID. And that's legit. No, read a book, do research. Those that know prominent individuals, he was a millionaire, billionaire, have been following him for years.
Yeah, that's
When they
circle.
got that kind of loot, they are called financially unconcerned. You niggas are impressed.
And trust me, $40 million is like 40 cents to them.
Yeah.
And he can write that
Hey,
off.
he gonna get that back tomorrow.
Absolutely.
He
He
got
probably
that
already
back
got that
tomorrow.
back
You
today.
will.
Please.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Thank you. Thank you. Please.
All right, let us go. Let us go. Let us go. Jackie, that got hype
She
over
gonna
there.
turn the head to
Woo!
the back.
All right, what we got over here? We got our from the book of Shade of Truth. Most entrepreneurs fear that helping others will cause them to lose money. Most entrepreneurs feel that helping others will cause them to lose money. I know there's a hidden meaning in there.
I'm sorry, what?
I know there's a hidden agenda in there. Go ahead.
However you define helping them get on to share, because I've heard many entrepreneurs say how they are very cautious with helping others who want to get into whatever their market may be, because they feel like they are either going to betray them or take their customers. So it's all of a matter of not being fearful that you don't have enough of it to go around. That's why I was saying that. That's why I posed that, because I think a lot of us sometimes are guarded with helping people who may be interested. I'm not saying anyone in this room, but if you listen to conversations to people in the community, sometimes they are not open to sharing how they started their daycares or things of that nature.
Are we talking color? Are we talking race? Are we
Absolutely.
talking race? Are we saying black entrepreneurs?
Yeah, well,
Come on now, let's get it now. We don't hide nothing down here. Black entrepreneurs. Let's hear the truth. Okay. If I give this product or service, to you for a discounted rate, okay, I'm helping you out, but I have lost money. Say the truth. True. You've lost money. But I know I just wanted to get context of that. I mean, I like to go different angles of it. But bottom line is there is a point of it being shade and a point of it being true to me. I do believe if you're giving them something that you normally would make money, yes, that is true. But if it is knowledge that I would say doesn't cost any money, or you're trying to help somebody kind of be in business by doing some things that are time, there's nothing wrong with that.
A lot
Well,
of
it could
people
be a
won't
branding
share their
thing.
knowledge because they feel like if they share with you the blueprint
Yeah,
and you get on and you run a little faster or better than
Yeah.
them,
I see you.
then they feel like they're losing money, even though it may not have money that they would have ever
I got you.
obtained, but in their mind,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of closed mouths people out here.
Yeah.
Don't want to share with you how they started their orthodontic practices and things of that nature.
Yeah.
They're not gonna let you in because they're fearful. If I let you in and you do better than me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose.
Oh, you talking now. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I think there's a few moving parts there. The first of which I think that just as a culture we have to get out of that mentality, right? Because we all can win. There's more than enough money to go around.
Absolutely.
When I asked in what context, I thought that you meant as far as entrepreneurs being asked to offer discounts for their services
Oh,
in order to
no.
help others. So now I understand context. An example of how it could be looked at in a different way. I have two friends. I have one friend that's a DJ, and I have another friend that makes T-shirts. Right? We're all literally in the exact same circle of friends. You know, if I want music, I go to this friend. If I need materials, I go to this friend. Well, this friend decided that he wanted to get into the T-shirt business. Right. And I didn't want to discourage you from doing that. I said, but think about it in a different context. I said, what if you partnered up, maybe bought into his company, that passion of yours, and you can expand, help his business, and then put money into your pocket. Right. So those are the type of conversations that I think we as a culture don't have. You know, I have a family member that owns a business, right? And for years, I had been advising him that his business is successful enough that he should think of franchising. He doesn't want to do that. You have entrepreneurs that are hustlers and not business people. There's a difference. Everyone that proclaims to be an entrepreneur, you might have a product in which you have learned to make a profit on, but you haven't necessarily established a business. So people are looking at the success based on the number of clientels that you have, but you might not actually have the business sense in order to share. So I don't really think that the root problem is not wanting this person to win or feeling like they're going to take away from it. I just think that there's a different conversation culturally for us to have in order to excel. And it's going to go back to us picking up a damn book and reading.
I hear some kind of blue crab and red crab or orange crab.
I want to comment on
Come
that.
on.
So the comment, the cliche is said that people or black people in Jacksonville act like crabs in a barrel, right?
Yes.
But understand that the crab's natural habitat is not the barrel in the first place.
Yeah. It is. That's the poet talking. I'm with you. Speak
The
on it.
crab's natural habitat isn't a barrel.
They're scavengers.
Yeah.
So they're gonna. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like the hair went up right here. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you know, it's like.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
the China got them now.
Oh,
But see-
all right now.
Bum, 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 bum.
But when the crab gets out the barrel, that's all.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
Did y'all break the leg?
Oh, Lord.
That'll be
Oh,
21.
it fit right in there like a little socket. It fit like an 8-ball in the corner pocket. Put it in there. Is it in? Is it in there? All right.
Y'all crazy.
Well, all right. Yes.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of you already said what I was gonna say about the discounts and having that network of people that you can do that with. And I see it too as it not really being like you're losing money if you have the right network of people because you're networking. But as far as what you said about the culture not having that conversation, I agree with that also. But I gotta say that there are people that are like that who just do not want to share their information to help you move forward. And my example is I have a couple of things that I want to move on to next, and those things I'm gonna have to get with people that are in that business to kind of help guide me where I want to go with that. And the hope is me trying to find that right person that I feel that I can trust and that's going to be open and willing to help me with that, because I'm not going to open my mouth or just drop what I'm trying to do to anybody, and I still haven't found that person yet.
Okay. I want to say that it doesn't really come naturally for everyone not to share.
Okay.
I've been a victim of sharing and someone just stealing my idea and running with it. So sometimes it's a fear, like what she's saying, to find someone that you trust. So I'm a DJ and then I'm a female. So I have two things, that just comes with its problems. There's no music that's given to me. I have to audition twice as hard. I have to work twice as hard in my profession. So if I go in there and give them an idea, then they're gonna steal it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to work with me. They don't want to franchise. They don't want to partner.
Right.
They'll just steal it and then exclude me.
Right. Right.
So that happens too in the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay within the clue.
Got to be mindful of
Stay
what you
within
do
the
and what you
clue.
say.
Okay.
I've seen it on both ends. Part of my business, which I kind of shied away from this aspect of my business since I moved to Jacksonville. But part of my business in business consulting, relationship marketing, is I told people under my Success Now brand is to have a network of businesses. And that's having the conversation is what a few of you said is I had the conversation that most people when say let's say a wedding you need a photographer. I'm your photographer. I'm like, hey, but I know a guy who does, a person that does makeup.
Right.
If you already trust me as being your photographer, you're going to trust that I said that this person is a good photographer. And then you're going to trust that that photographer or that makeup person knows a good baker and that they know a good caterer. So I told everyone under this umbrella, you guys are all working together. Now, if you guys want to make deals, referral deals within each other, but you all need to get, I'm bringing you together. You all know each other. And under this umbrella of Success Now, that we're going to do what my tagline says is cultivating business to be a success now.
Right.
So when you cultivate, that means you got to do stuff.
Right.
You got to dig, you got to water, you got to do stuff. You can't just be there and not expect things to just happen and grow.
Right.
So I'm like, it takes everybody as well as mentors.
Absolutely.
I've given out names and numbers and cards like, hey, I've spoke to this person on your behalf. They're willing to mentor you.
Right.
They're willing to give you every little bit of knowledge that they have. And a lot of times it's from different areas. But if I know that you do something well, that somebody does something well, I'm like, you do it. Not great, but you do it. Talk to this person.
Right.
They've already agreed. Now on the other half of that is that doesn't always get accepted. If I give you information and say that person says they will do it, you need to accept it on it, Johnny, on the spot. But why I've shied away from it here in Jacksonville, because I have noticed that that's not quite the thing that happens here. So I did it for years, not in Jacksonville. I get here and I was like, oh, we don't do that here. That's not what we do. And so I was like, well, let me just take my business on somewhere else. I'm like, now I do social media management. I'm editing books now because apparently that don't work here. And I still kind of do it, but it's not as prevalent as I would like it to have been elsewhere. And I've lived in 3 and 4 different states, 5 and 6 different cities, and it's been a concept that's worked. But Jacksonville is a different type of place.
Yes.
I have
I'm
heard
going to
that.
help y'all learn how to crack the code because we need the cheat codes.
Yeah.
So we're going to get the cheat codes. And when I get the cheat codes, I'm going to share with all of y'all because I know all of y'all do something.
We on some snow crab stuff over here.
Because my thing is helping y'all helps me, helps us.
Absolutely. When I win, we all win. Absolutely. Oh, look
sharing.
at that. Networking taking place.
Oh,
yes.
All right.
And I know
This DJ on the ones and twos.
like she was like Tam was saying in entertainment, everybody doing damn near the same thing in the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? The showcases, like, you know what I'm saying? I like to watch. I like to support a lot of events. So I go to the events and it's a lot of ideas that I have that I want to do, but I can do it, you know what I'm saying? I don't really need nobody. And I figured it out when I first got here. I thought I needed somebody to help me, and they clicked up so tight. It was like, you know what I'm saying? When I was talking to this person, it was like, hey, this, that, this, that, this, that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't clicking. So I was like, I really don't need you to do what I need to do. I can do it myself. I know enough people and got enough funding from people I know that I can help my damn self. So it's like, I don't want to do the same thing everybody else do, but I go and I watch, you know what I'm saying? And I watch how they do it. And then I figure out ways I could do it differently so it won't look like I'm doing the same thing. But the difference between me is I go and talk to the person that's doing it. And I try to ask that person, can we do something together? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Since you're already doing the same thing, I may know some people that you might want to get in contact with, and we can bring that person in together and let's build together. But people don't want to do that.
No.
So I go outside. I try to go outside of Jacksonville, and that's something I'm working on, to go outside of Jacksonville, Florida, to different states to talk to people and try to communicate with them, because they doing it big everywhere else, but we still in the same damn cesspool of bull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and the sad part about it, it's maybe almost 800,000 people in Jacksonville in the entertainment industry itself doing the same thing.
mhm.
And if we could come together and be like, okay, so you're having an event and you sit down with everybody that's having the same event that you're having. Usually it's on the same weekend.
Right.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
say, this month, I'm going to do my event. So you come and support me. So therefore, the next month, I will come and support you. I know a group of Korean people. They live in the same subdivision. They all have houses on the same street.
Right.
They have what's called something like a rent party. So each month, that family goes to that home and give that family some money. And they say they do this each family each month. But we are so afraid that when it becomes our turn, that the other person is not going to reciprocate what we've given them. So we just say, honestly, kind of what you just said, Andre, I don't need them to do what I want to do. When in reality, we do need each other for a successful
You
event.
do.
Correct.
Even if it's the same exact event, you're going to bring your flavor to that event. But guess what? You're not going to have Jacksonville's cliquish. So you're not going to have
Yeah.
supporters. I don't know who Andre is. I ain't going to his.
Right.
Is it
Absolutely.
going to be
Right.
somebody there? They'll support an artist from out of town.
Correct.
It'll be all, we have so much talent here that goes unnoticed and unsupported that people just really give up. I just really wish this used to be the Black Hollywood.
Yeah.
Jacksonville was
Absolutely.
They took the
Yes.
You know what I'm
entertainment away.
saying?
Yeah.
But we just, I know you say it's not a crab and they run in the barrel, but we put ourselves in there and then just keep holding on to that other person and don't want to pull them down. And people just give up and don't. I am part of the River House. That's not us. They do that out in Orange Park.
Right.
When one person has something, they all come to that event and they take turns in having that event. They don't try to beat the dead horse, have it every week, do it for money. Let anybody come. I mean, I can go on for days with this one.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
Right,
It's just
right.
Oh yeah, it's a difference. It's a difference. Loan officer. I know. I ain't calling names as far as the race that they are, but they're part of this birthday club where they put in $800 every month. And I had to ask. I said, well, when it's your birthday, how much money you get? And they're like, it's like 20-something thousand dollars they're getting. So you telling me you put $800, you end up 20,000? I say, man, this is ridiculous. But let you put one $800. Let me see the bank account.
Well, let's
Like, let me
let's
see the
start
bank
that.
account.
Let's
Let me
start
show
that
'em.
with say the truth. Let's put 100 a month in for a whole year.
Man, come on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
But
7,
what
8,
I will
9,
say
9.
is that
Here come the crab. I hear crab. I hear crab.
No. But
I hear crab. I hear crab.
No,
She
no,
said, "Oh, y'all
No.
ain't y'all no more after the night."
no. All I'm saying is that with the different cultures or communities, they have vetted that system, and
Yeah.
oftentimes we don't want to come with the contracts or the agreement, what we're agreeing to, because some associations are verbal, others you sign documents, not that it's going to show up in court, but it keeps everyone committed to the process. And even myself, wanting to break out into the entertainment industry and hone my skills, a lot of people are standoffish, or a lot of people want to break you before you even get started. Back in the day, people had apprenticeships. You have to learn the trade. My thing is, if I've never DJed before, but I have an interest in, I'm just using it as an example, right? But that's what I'm saying. When I reach out to you and ask to help, people, well, you're gonna charge, $300, and it's like, that's not. Hold up now, I don't know anything. So again, I'm just asking for assistance or opportunity just to learn, or let me know where you're going to be so I can support you or come out to see whatever the skill or the talent that I'm trying to improve on. But a lot of people always looking for that dollar. I feel in Jacksonville, people are so hungry because they want to be an entrepreneur or to say that they're their own brand, and they've stepped out, so they no longer work, or they don't have an organization to like a nonprofit or for-profit to pay themselves. So anytime they meet someone and they call themselves giving back, it's giving back when you give me some money and I will give you some knowledge. And my thing is, first of all, you ain't been certified to have no kind of license to teach nobody, but why are you making it such a hardship for someone just trying to learn? I'm still working a full-time job. I'm just trying to learn a little bit at a time. I'm not trying to be the next best DJ out here. I just want to learn. But a lot of people want to hinder that or profit to say you need to pay me or give me $300, $400, $500, cash at me. It's non-refundable. And then when you go to set dates, oh no, I'm busy that weekend. Oh no, I'm doing this, and that's wrong.
I agree with you on that.
No, absolutely not. But it's a lot of that out here, or if we come together as partners, you got 12 partners for one business. If you don't have a lead person, that doesn't do well. You have too many chiefs. No, you can't have 12 people talking about we all owners of this business, and then
I thought somebody was coming in here. I'm sorry.
you know,
She jumped up and said, "Ooh!" I said, "Well, what's going on here?"
because that's hard.
Okay.
Just
You can get up. I'm just giving you a hard time. Go ahead.
that pertains to me personally in the nightlife industry, where you have these venues that hire these promotional teams or entities in which
I heard from the street committee, but
okay, so the street committee talking, right?
Yeah.
So or ministry, whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, you'll go to these venues and you're looking for a certain experience as advertised, right?
Absolutely.
And they fall short. It's just a poor experience from a client's perspective or a customer's perspective. And when you want to voice feedback, right? It's criticized. Like you're being negative.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You're and what happens is you have, as you guys mentioned, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. You have these individuals where they're trying to do as the other races and pool their money together, right? But they all want to be on top. They all want to be in charge. No one wants to say, hey, I'm going to give my money. Here are my opinions. Here's my vote. You know what I mean? But you're not trusting the process.
Right.
Most people want a quick flip. They understand the end game. There's a long game to be played
Absolutely.
in business. Again, there's a difference between a hustler
Right.
and a business person. And there's these people out here. Oh yeah, me and my boys, we all put 10 grand up. You know what I mean? We getting ready to open us a spot. It's gonna be fire. And all y'all do is post on Facebook. That's literally all you do.
Absolutely.
For the venue.
Absolutely.
It's post on. You're not putting any legwork in. You're not reinvesting the money that you make back into the business. You're not investing in promotional material. You're not doing no marketing, no advertisement, no sponsorships.
They're just trying to get pussy.
Oh.
$20.
Yeah, that's gonna be some money right there.
Come true.
What about?
Well, I don't know where that came from.
That's the true I
I
like.
don't know where that came from. Sound like we got some inside information. Let it be told now. Let it be told.
Yep. We don't want to.
Let's get one more in here. Okay, the media does not want many black faces on the cable network because knowledge is key, and seeing too many black faces will show your youth that we can do anything we put our minds to. Shadeortruth. The media does not want many or too many black faces on the cable network because of the knowledge is the key. That's definitely true. Definitely true. Some people got the shows canceled.
Well, the reason why I pose that question is because just like back in the day when Bill Cosby tried to buy CBS, you know what I'm saying? They denied him. NBC. They denied him. So now you got Ice Cube trying to buy 21 cable TV stations, and they're blocking him. You know what I'm saying?
Blocking him how?
They're like, it's what the
blocking him from buying.
Yeah, the Astros owner or something, the Atlanta Astros owner is like teaming up with some more people to try to block his corporation. So he got like mad investors, other entertainers, Snoop Dogg, all them guys, they coming together, to put a lot of money so they can buy these stations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if that does happen and we get the word out to our youth and kind of educate them with our own 21 stations, bro, that Disney is selling. You know what I'm saying? The owner of Disney is selling these stations. So Q wants to buy it, all 21 of these stations, so we can have network, where we can put stuff that we need to put on TV, and we can kind of reach our youth through that. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want that to happen. And then now you can see how Steve Harvey just lost 2 jobs on TV. You know what I'm saying? He had the kids show with the
Got Talent.
the big.
Not Talent.
No, it's the Big Shot. The
Big
Little
Shot. Big Shot.
The Little Big Shots. They fired him from that, and they got a white lady now running it. And then his show, Steve Harvey's show, the talk show, they fired him and replaced him with what's the
Right.
little white girl that sing from American Idol?
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? They trying to. It's
But
like
she can't take his show. They must have gave her a show.
yeah, they gave her a show, but they
Right.
took his slot.
Yeah.
Basically fired him. Like yo, we don't need you no more.
Is
She's
the
gonna
show
take
called
his
the same-
slot.
It's not a Harvey show. obviously.
Nah,
No.
where's it
But-
was the Steve
but-
Harvey
That
show.
time frame.
But that
Yeah,
goes back
but
to.
they blocked him and sent him somewhere, so they found him somewhere else to network.
But if you know your research and you do your research, you know it's a new world order. It's a whole another backdrop to all of that takes place in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry on that grand scale. And you're going to have the haves and the have-nots and the people who are in the end. You know, I'm not talking about the Da Vinci Code moments, but you have to understand this is really beyond what the average person from what we see on television.
Mhm.
It is really a lot of back networking and things of that nature and back channels when it comes to the exchange of monies and dollars and cents. And a lot of people have sold their soul
Facts.
in order to be these prominent, iconic household figures who look like us. Others haven't. I'm not going to drive down Bill Cosby Street, but there are a lot of things that took place that got him to this point. And you can say what you want to say. My conspiracy theory is when he started trying to be out there buying networks, people started taking out his family because his son
Was the first.
absolutely. Absolutely. So you need to understand it's a big moment. And when people talking about Scientology and all that, trust me, all of that ties into who is making it in Hollywood and who isn't.
You're right.
So there is some truth to your statement. There is actually a really dope movie that I just found out about that talks about 3 generations of Black women with superpowers, right?
Mhm.
Never heard of it. Me neither. It's only in the select AMC theaters. So there is an agenda to limit the positive Black image
Mhm.
in the media. I wholeheartedly agree with that. But we as parents, we know where the good stuff is. I'm sorry, you can say what you want about Bill. We still watch the Cosby Show.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like I
I'm not
haven't,
against him.
right?
Yeah.
You know, and it's our responsibility as parents, artists, and creatives to ensure that the positive Black image is maintained. I don't watch a whole lot of new stuff. My daughter put me on most of the new stuff that's out there as far as, you know, positive images. You know what I mean? They're there, but we have to be proactive in creating it, finding it, retweeting it, supporting it, and making a conscientious effort to stop. I don't even know the word to use. Help me out here, Drew. Stop reiterating the negative connotations associated with our people.
Mhm.
That means stop retweeting videos
Mhm.
about us fighting and acting a fool in
Absolutely.
stores. We have to
Absolutely.
stop helping them push,
Perpetuate the cycle.
Social
perpetuate the negative
conflict
stereotypes. We
resolution.
have to.
Mhm.
So there are plenty of things that your children can watch that have positive Black images. You just will have to find them, and once you find them, hold on to them, record them.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how if Q buy these 21 stations, imagine.
He was already blocked from it. The guy that
Yeah,
owns
I
the
got that.
Weather Channel just purchased
Right,
them.
they're blocking him. That's what I'm talking about. They're
But the
that's
guy
what
that
I
owns
was
the Weather
speaking
Channel is
to.
Black. Byron's Black.
No, it's not. It's the Astros dude. It's no, Byron Allen is not blocking him.
The purchase of the stations that you're referencing,
It's,
right?
Right.
Look, Charter Communications teamed with Atlanta Braves owner John Malone and his company Liberty Media to bring Big Three as a diverse and inclusive competitor. It
That's
ain't
the
no
basketball
black
you're
dude.
talking about.
No, Big Three is his company.
Right. The
Big
basketball.
Three,
thing.
yeah, his company.
Mhm.
They're blocking him. It's the Charter Communications.
Right. So
Yeah,
it
they're
goes back
white
to what
people.
True said as far as it's more than just a
Right,
dollar
but I'm
that's
not-
at play.
Got it, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how they're blocking. Hollywood ain't got nothing to do with it. These are people in Atlanta. These are people that are
Are these
Because
Atlanta
it's big
channels?
bank take little bank.
Cube got big bank and he got investors.
I understand,
little-
but
is it
Cube
little
got
channel?
Cube
It's-
money. Cube ain't got
It's
old
not
money.
just him. Cube have more investors than that. Just like Bill Cosby was a billionaire, he had other investors as well. If they want to block us, I don't give a damn how much money they got. If they want to block our black asses from having a TV station, they would do that.
Because-
Just like even when Tyler Perry movies came out. When
Mhm.
Tyler Perry movies came out, all these black folks going to see the movie. You know what they was doing at the movie theater? They was selling tickets to
To
white
other-
movies. So they would,
wouldn't
so
have as
that
ticket
movie, the
sales.
box office wouldn't have sales,
Mhm.
and that movie wouldn't be as big as the white movies. So they blocked that. So if this guy, if they did not block him, he was able to have a TV station. Just imagine the kind of content that can go, the negative stuff that's not that we see on social media. Put the positive on the television because Cube is very positive, and Cube fights like a motherfucker. We seen it.
Girl, you
Calm
We
addressing
seen that.
Shut it down.
We seen that in
calm
what's name. So I'm
down.
not.
The microphone. Microphone.
If somebody did something right, there's obviously a formula to it. What did Byron Allen do to get the Weather Channel network?
Sell out.
Oh.
You
His
put it
ass
set out on
sold
that.
out.
That's one
So,
thing.
If we want to know what somebody did right, why don't we see what they did and see what's the difference? What
Right.
did Cube do or didn't do that Byron Allen did to get what he wanted?
He's trying to buy
Right.
21
happened.
stations.
It doesn't
But at the
matter.
end of the
Something
Something
day-
one.
well, then maybe he's going to start with
Not
one.
of course. But
So
tell
he
him
needs
that.
to figure out what
But
is
you
the
brought it up. She was
formula.
sharing with you.
to
You brought it
get-
up. Calm down.
What is the formula to
That
get
don't
the
match, though,
one
what I'm saying.
station? Get the one. Guess what? Everybody who's when you started walking, you didn't run first, you walked. You had to put the first leg in front of the other one.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So,
By- so
get the one
Byron-
station, get the one network, and then build upon that.
But okay,
Absolutely.
like,
Leverage yourself.
now I
Maybe
get that.
Byron Allen, that's maybe he wants more,
Right.
but maybe he's starting off with just the Weather Channel,
Correct.
and then he'll go from
And how
there.
long he had the Weather Channel. But I get
About
that.
the
But what
past-
I'm
about
saying is
6 or
I-
7 years, I believe.
You
8
just
years.
going at it.
yeah,
back
I'm
and
not
forth.
I'm not digging in the
You are-
in the background of all this. What I'm saying is
Digging in the topic.
why are they're blocking him? Even if
But
it's
that's
21
what-
states, they don't want him to have none of the stations.
But we
So
don't-
give him one station.
We don't
if
know.
they
That's
gonna do that.
why you need to do the research.
I
Find
did
out
do the
what-
research. I heard
No,
what
no, no.
Q talked
Somebody
about.
who's
Q spoke on it.
successful, somebody who didn't get it.
Right.
That's what
There's
happened.
something there on the table.
There's something
Okay.
that
and it's
happened.
not a matter of
what
him
happened?
being a
You got-
boss.
you got
If
It's
I
just a
see
matter
somebody,
of-
I'm
You
if,
got
if
Ice
I see
Cube
somebody did it,
and
I'm
you
gonna
got
be
Byron
like,
Allen.
But
what did you
again,
do?
it doesn't
Let me look
matter.
and do my
It's
research to
something
see what you
allow
did
them to
get
go
what
with the
you
other
wanted.
person versus him.
You got Ice Cube and you got Byron Allen.
You
got
just
Ice
carrying
Cube.
on.
It
No,
don't
no,
matter.
No.
Oh, come
That
on.
comparison. You
Right.
got Ice Cube, a nigga that don't give a damn, that don't
Excuse
take no
me?
SHET.
Hello.
And then you got Byron Allen. But
Watch
then his
your
investors
language.
is Snoop Dogg and other guys in the rap game.
All
But
right.
that,
These
but,
people
but
look at
if
and
we
let
keep
us-
saying it
negative
like
instead of
that, if
positive.
we keep putting it out there like that, then it's gonna keep going out
But
and
that's the
circulating
reality
further
of
into
it.
the
That's the
atmosphere.
reality
Okay,
of
well,
it.
We
hold on,
don't
hold on,
want-
hold on.
But if we know, if you're saying, because you're saying on one hand that he's a businessman, he may be smart and
yeah.
know something, but then you're like, yeah, he a nigga and he this and this and this.
No,
Let's
no.
not.
Don't
let's-
take it the
but-
wrong way.
But
I'm
no.
saying
That's how it's going
Q
to
is
get
that type of dude that's not
interpreted.
gonna take no SHET. He's gonna speak his mind and he's gonna
But
say what he gotta
let's not
say.
even like go there. Let's
But
just
yeah,
say
but
he's.
he-
let's just
he gonna
say
take
he's
some.
a smart businessman and leave it
Same
just
thing.
as that.
Same thing.
When we
No,
start
it's
adding
not.
extra stuff to it, that gets circulated. And they like, well, we don't want to deal with somebody who can't take no. They don't want to deal with that.
They want to
You
Byron
need
Allen.
to. But that don't mean he's a sellout. That means he's a
I
smart
was just bullshitting
businessman.
about the sellout.
Hey,
Yeah, it just means he's
your
like,
language.
let me
Yeah.
get this
I
network.
can't sit up. No.
Hold
I
on,
don't
you
say
said
words. I didn't say,
PUSSR.
but I don't say any of that. What
Yeah.
you just said.
But Byron may
Absolutely
be
not.
like
Bullshit in the
that.
Bible.
Byron may be like that we don't know about, and he could be like that now that he got
Ice
his
is in
station.
here.
We don't know.
Point is,
You may have to set that off to the
They
side.
trying
You
to
can't
b-
go to the job interview cussing them out,
right.
but
but
you may get the president position and you be
you.
like, F
Yeah.
all
No,
of
but-
y'all, you're fired.
But I get all that.
Oh, it
My
didn't
only
sound
thing
like
was
it didn't sound like
They
it
are
when you was
blocking this man, period, point blank, just like they did Bill Cosby. What's name got his style? I got it. Only point I'm trying, they're blocking this man, period, point blank, just like they did Bill Cosby.
And
Just
that's-
like they
that's the way of the
blocked,
world.
just like they blocked Tyler Perry and them from buying what was it,
Mhm.
Southwest, and they was about to turn American Airlines, and they was about to turn it into African American Airlines. They block everything we try to do when we try to prosper. So somebody's doing something wrong.
Look
or
at me.
it's
I was
just that
trying to
they
cross.
don't want
I was
us to
trying to
have
cross Edgewood,
ownership
and
of
they blocked
nothing.
me the other day.
Well, I
They
know
wanna have
somebody that
ownership of
did
nothing.
block
They
the
gonna-
man that was the billionaire that donated the money to Morehouse College.
Oh,
So
that-
you
they
might
can't-
have to
they
be
can't block
mindful,
that.
but you
They
just
can't
have
block
to.
that.
Sometimes you have to be mindful that you have a past, and we all know where he came from. And I'm not knocking him. I'm not saying that he has not been philanthropic in his community, donated to different organizations. But at the end of the day, people may not want to be associated their brand with somebody who used to be NWA.
didn't I just say that?
But
I
again,
just said that, though.
you're saying they block. But at the end of the day, that's their choice.
But earlier I said the same thing you just said. I said it's Snoop Doggy Dogg. It's
No, I
Ice
never heard you
Cube.
say
Wait a minute, wait a
Snoop
minute.
Doggy Dogg.
I did.
Now
I
you just
need
bring.
some
I didn't hear that.
Then I say
didn't
back-
hear
then
that.
I say
Go
Snoop
back
was
to
a-
the-
was
read
the
what
best.
read
I didn't
read
hear
the
that.
read the article the title again, please. Read what it says. I just want to make sure. Read it aloud. Read it aloud.
All this
As I
anger,
read.
this black man.
Cube-
anger, this is too much for me.
Okay, rap star Ice Cube is locked in a battle with a pair of powerful businessmen he claims are using their influence to screw up his bid for 21 TV channels Disney is selling. Cube put together a group of investors to buy the sports channels, which are being sold by Disney for $10 million. A variety of companies put in their bids today, but Cube says two companies are not playing fair. Cube says Charter Communications teamed with Atlanta Braves owner John Malone and his company Liberty Media to block Big Three as a diverse and inclusive competitor. Big Three is not a part of the old boys club, and that doesn't sit well with a company like Charter, which has been called out many times for unfair treatment of minority organizations and for consistent disregard of its own customer. Liberty Media is trying to get a piece of the action with money backed by Major League Baseball, while two other companies, Sinclair Broadcasting, are also trying to get to 21 stations.
All right, so just my little take on it. I mean,
Hold on.
oh, you got some more to
Wait
read?
a minute. One last thing. Ice Cube has lined up with a number of heavyweights to back him, including Magic Johnson, Will Smith, Snoop Dogg, Serena Williams, and he submitted his final bill to Fox yesterday. Thank you.
And that's fine. But if they
Will
choose
Smith.
not
Mike
to do
is
it, they
giving
choose
it
Serena
not to
$0.02
do
today.
it. And
Give it out. Give it out. Now
you
you
may make somebody do something.
right,
man.
right on
I don't
on
care
the
if you own the world.
yeah.
It's my business.
I'm not trying to say that. All I'm talking about is them blocking them. Why can't
Let's
they
go back.
just let them have it? What's the problem? Give them
Why
7
can't they?
stations.
Why can't they
Give
let
them
the
2
black man
stations.
win?
Then make their
Give 'em
own
3
station.
stations. Give 'em
That's
4.
it.
They're
Create their
not
own
gonna- they're
market.
not
How are
do
they going
that.
to do it? We got 3 stations that's already created that we don't
Create their
watch
own
anyway.
market. Oh well.
BET
then,
was
oh
bought.
well.
BET was
Oh
bought out
well.
by Viacom. We don't even own
They
BET
sold
anymore.
it. They sold it.
Hold
He
on.
sold it. He made a
We don't-
profit. He sold it.
again,
So
I
listen, we're gonna tell the
Hey,
story.
hello,
Tell
wait
it
a minute,
right.
wait a minute.
Again, I'm saying
Wait.
BET was
Hold
bought
on.
out by
Wait a
Viacom.
minute.
Hold
Let
on,
me,
you
let,
got.
me, let me do something. Let me do something. Watch this. It's funny. Listen, it's like okay. I'm just
mean,
I'm like watching
goodness.
this right. So
Do
I'm
anybody
watching
watch
it on
Bounce?
on the stage. I'm on the stage watching at the same time. So you're passionate about what your point is, Mike. Right? You really like. I don't appreciate the way they're doing black people. You know, I can't stand the way. That's where Mike is. Everybody, right? And then it's like some is basically saying, okay, no, brother, they saying how it goes. Let us just all let's take a side and let's all take the same side. Let's have fun with that right now. You can just make it up if you want to, but let's all take the side. And I agree, Mike. I'll be
I ain't
damned. They
taking no side. I
always
just said one thing.
they always trying to do us.
Okay,
watch
I'm gonna have
Bounce.
to get
Do-
up
do
from this.
anybody
because
watch
at the
We're gonna
end of the
take your
day,
side
Hey,
right now.
They don't
Do
even
anybody
pay my
watch-
bills.
do
Just
anybody
don't pay
watch
my
Snoop
bills
Dogg?
up
I mean,
here. I'm not
Diddy-
salaried up
Diddy got a
here.
TV station. Do we support that?
I do not support anything
Do
that they're
anybody support
saying.
Diddy station?
So
Okay.
you didn't even hear me say nothing yet.
I'm
I,
letting
just,
you
Do we
know.
support Diddy,
I just said
Diddy
it's not
station?
right.
Do anybody watch Diddy station?
No, I don't even know what channel did it.
Do anybody watch Bounce? TV One.
I don't watch
You,
television.
if you
so,
don't, you
so
can't.
we saying
What channel is Bounce on
we
cable?
saying buy TV 13.
On cable.
We saying
It
we
is?
saying buy our own stations, but then we don't support the stations that we purchase. You know what I'm
Bounce
saying?
play the same old stuff.
It don't matter.
I don't want to
Still
watch some old
support it.
channels.
It don't
The
matter.
old shows.
But we just said
Do you watch them?
buy it. I watch.
Oh well, good.
Yeah, I watch
I'm glad you do.
Do you turn the TV
You
on
do
and
your
watch
part,
it?
and that's all. And that's all that you can do. When you've done all that you can, then stand.
But y'all just said buy your own stations.
Okay, all right.
y'all-
all
Well,
Oh,
right,
let
damn
me
all
go.
right,
So I'm
okay.
just
None
giving
of
you an
y'all watch it.
alternative so you can
Mike-
have peace
So
with this
maybe
moment.
if he do something different and step out the box
Ladies
and buy
and
these
gentlemen.
sports stations, which everybody watch sports, then boom.
Not
We'll
Mike-
start watching.
necessarily. I
Mike, you will
don't.
be in Mike from Good Times right now. Michael Evans. Remember
Ah.
Michael Evans on Good Time? You would be in Michael Evans on Good Time right now. But boy is a white racist word. Mike, I say chime in with Mike. Everybody chime in with him. He's on the tangent and on the soapbox. Let's go with him. Let's go with him. Let's not fight against our brother. Let's go with our brother. Huh? All right. So yeah, it was very passionate about that topic right there. And I just want to ask this last one. I know it's a little late, but I just got to get this one right here. True. You said in a toxic relationship, no means yes. Shade of truth. A toxic relationship, no means yes.
That's true.
Please, that's a woman thing. or
Okay,
something.
no,
Break that down.
a toxic
Phew.
relationship.
Over the top of the head.
If you're in an abusive, that's a toxic relationship. And if your partner is asking you to do something that you don't want to, you can say no, but in their brain, it means yes. So they're going to force you to do whatever it is that they want you to do because you are the victim in the relationship. That's a toxic relationship. So you can say you
Is this a Webster definition here?
Excuse me?
I've never been in a
Webster. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad
Everybody
that you
agree with
don't,
that?
but there are many people out here who suffer with domestic violence, and they tell their partner or significant others all the time, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to go to the party, or no, I don't want to have intercourse with you. But in actuality, they don't care what you say because you're irrelevant. Your no actually is a yes.
Did this go for females too, or this all guys here?
Anybody can be abused. Whoever is abused, men, women, children, all of them
Well,
can be abused.
I'm
So
caught up on the toxic word, toxic relationship.
that's a
Not
bad
a-
relationship. That's
Not abusive
nothing-
relationship though. It could be
but that's-
toxic without a fight, right? Or does that all mean to be fighting and beating
Okay,
down?
now we playing with the words.
I don't ask.
Toxic is toxic. It's not healthy.
Not healthy. That's what I
So
feel.
regardless if you feel you always get called names, even though they have not laid their hands on you, they are verbally abusive. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So if even if it's something like that, does that mean no means yes?
Because you're telling them you don't agree with the moment and they still do it. So in their mind, they internalize it as yes. I mean, my gosh.
Huh? I'm just
No,
saying.
just because it's a toxic relationship, no doesn't mean yes. But in a toxic relationship, yes, no means yes.
Oh, okay.
Now you feeling like I
Well,
feel.
let's.
You ain't
But
have
you
my
know when you
damn-
They
get in
doing
one and when
wah,
you
wah,
have
wah.
one,
Finna have
when you
yours.
get in one, because you have one. Trust me, you will have one, and then you will know.
In a toxic relationship, it don't matter if it's no or yes.
Absolutely, because they're gonna
I
do
mean, like-
just
I
what
mean,
they
like,
want to
Is
do.
this toxic? Is this a toxic situation? Is that what we got going on here? No wonder.
He is single.
No means yes. Yes means no.
He's single.
I did not know. Something's wrong with him. Be on the phone. He can't get nothing that's going on around him.
Well, since we talking about beating women and stuff, I'm in this.
That is
I'll
so
be
insensitive.
I'll be in this play August 16th through the 18th, 2019, called Wedlock. Is Love Really Enough? Written by Tony Diamond Bingham and Crystal Stallings. Friday at 7 p.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 5 p.m. And it will be held at Players of the Sea. And I play
When?
a man that beats a woman.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
When?
August 16th. through the
August 16th.
Players by the sea.
Keep
That's
on.
good.
18th. I play a man that beat a woman. Yes, my audition, I had to choke her ass.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Hey, listen. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up.
Because
Oh, let
y'all
me-
are
All right.
interfering with my real money.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I was in
All right,
character.
so yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, and we appreciate everyone coming out. We got our first guest and our usual suspects, and we'd like everyone to come out. Man, y'all did a great job at chiming in and participating. This is what we want to have. Let's get some more people here. Let's get where we can go out back. You dig? All right. I will remind everyone that Friday, all right, we're doing movie nights out back, doing a little bit of spades tournament up here. a little bit of photography down here. So if you are, chilling and feel like, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money. I want to come out with my family and watch a movie out back. Come out on Friday, 7 p.m. on back, I like to say, until it's time to go home. All right. The movie starts at 9 p.m. Y'all just got to get here and choose the movie that y'all want to choose. And I believe we're going to have some popcorn. We're going to have some this and some that. A fish frying going on this Friday right here. Get Candid Studios, 903 Edgewood Avenue.
Thought it was chitlins and rice.
Chitlins and rice and all that, huh?
Oh, no chitlins.
We got True with us now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we can't call them names out right now. Look here, man. The feds are watching.
Y'all mess around and get fined.
The feds are watching.
Hey.
What did the Negro say?
Hey, man, we need to get some air mattresses out
You do
there
not
so
have
they can
rights.
lay down.
Yeah. That's why we create our own songs and play. And we
Y'all-
got True here for us,
Okay.
y'all.
Y'all bring
Come on,
your
True.
air mattresses.
Yeah. Every now and then we do a great show and we have fun. Tonight is no exception. It's the Shade of Truth show where we get down every Wednesday at 8:30.
It's the Shade of Truth show.
Oh, it's gonna hit it up.
It's the Shade of Truth show.
Let Cube have his show.
It's the Shade of Truth show.
Let Ice Cube have his show.
Shade of Truth.
Ice Cube.
We harmonize. Don't you agree?
Will Smith.
Check. Oh,
It's
it's the Shade of Truth.
Ice Cube show.
It's the Shade of Truth show.
Ice Cube show.
Yes, it's the Shade of Truth. What you gonna do when we come for you? Microphone check as we start the show. Mike in the house, let's get it go. Truth singing live is ready to go, ready to flow, ready to show. It's the Shade of Truth, we getting it down. Holla back, man, we in our part of town. North side, where we at? Right up Edgewood, 95. It's all good in the hood. Whoa.
It's the Shade of Truth show.
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 Shade of Truth.
Oh, it's the Shade of Truth.
Shade of Truth.
Yes, it's the Shade of Truth. What you gonna do when we talk for you?
I played the cards I was given. Thank God I'm still living. Pack my 9 till it's time to go
Well.
to prison. Got me belling down the block. Well,
So you
still
say
got the gun. In case some young dumb sucker wanna play
crazy.
fun. But I can live life forever hustling. But I'm
Well.
struggling to the early morning cause I'm hustling.
Yeah.
Like drinking liquor,
Let's
make
go.
the money come quicker.
Let's go.
Getting rich, all these haters
Let's go.
type niggas.
Let's go.
I ain't
Let's
in
go.
love with her. I just wanna be the one to hit her. Oh,
True.
let the next nigga get her. That's the way to go.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the Shade
We
of
gotta do a
Truth
Tupac
show.
verse to the next verse right here. Check it out.
Shade of
Yeah.
Truth.
Oh, it's the Shade of Truth.
It's the Shade of Truth.
Yes, it's the Shade of Truth. What you gonna do when you come for you?
It's the Shade of Truth show.
Shade,
It's the Shade of Truth show.
have a little bit of what?
It's the Shade of
What?
Truth show.
Oh, let's go.
Shade
Let's
of
go.
Truth.
Hey, we go out to our own theme music, you dig?
Shade
The motherfuckers ain't got their own music again.
Yeah.
Hey, we creative in here. Yeah.
is the Shade
We
of
vibing.
Truth show.
Y'all make sure y'all come out next Wednesday, 8:30. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. You dig?
The tips on the hip is a trip. Better get a tight grip. Loose lips ain't shit. It's a trip. I love the way she licks her lips. See me talking when I put a twist in the hips when she walking. Conversation on the phone till
Could
the
you
break
please
of dawn.
stop?
Now you all alone while the lights are on.
Plagiarize.
Turn them on. That's it.
Other people lyrics.
She's like, I know I done heard that before.
What?
That's not original music, Mike.
Absolutely. We need indie artists up here. Thank you very much.
You can always tell the smart people, boy. She used the right words and everything. Plagiarize. What we saying, hood? Biting. You biting. You was saying about no plagiarize.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all